Welcome to the 2023 Asian Pacific African Powerlifting and Bench Press Combined Championship in Hong Kong, China. My name is Chrissy Chamley and I will be calling this session for you. This session is the equipped bench press men's. It's all ages and all weights. And we are underway with our first lifter from India, Kuldeep, 70 kilos for his opening bench. So I will be calling who is competing against whom, but most of these lifters are in their own age and weight class and have no direct competitor here today. But they will be setting personal and regional records, and we will call that as we go. Here's Ho from Hong Kong, 105 kilos for his opener. He is an under 66 kilogram lifter in the Masters 2 division. And that was a no lift. Just have a look at the replay here. See what's happened. Coach is approaching the jury about that decision, so we will get an update. Yeah, okay, but came off. It was just a little hard to see from our angle with his black suit on. Here's Parev of Mongolia, 110 kilos for his opening bench. The rack height's incorrect for him. It doesn't seem to be... Okay, he's been given a clock reset. So... Okay, everyone just sorting out what the rack heights are and who needs to know and who needs to have put it. Good touch, very easy. And that's a good lift to get him on the board. Now, as I was saying, I'll try and explain the situation of the lifting here for you. These are all equipped bench pressing. Equipped means that the lifter is allowed to wear a particular shirt underneath their suit. They don't have to wear it, but they are allowed to wear it. And it's an approved shirt, which means it's been scrutinised and allowed. Not anything is allowed. And these shirts have a quality about them. So we just see a change in block height here for this lifter. This is Kuji from Mongolia. He lifted in the classic powerlifting earlier in the week. And he's come here to do his benching with 110 for his opening bench. He's a Masters 2 in the under 74 kilo class. Now, he has not got a shirt on, a bench shirt. That's a T-shirt you can see on him underneath his suit. And some lifters will have their opening attempt in a T-shirt. So they're lifting a very comfortable and safe weight for them that they can lift without the bench shirt. And here's another example with the next Mongolian lifter, Baojinyam, who is a Masters 1. He's opening on 130 and he's also in a T-shirt. So this shirt and the suit he's wearing gives him no assistance No advantage. A t-shirt doesn't help you lift more. So this is a classic lift for him, a raw lift. And this is a lift he could do for 10 reps. It's something he is so comfortable with that there's no chance he would miss it. And he's doing that so that he registers one good lift on the board. And for that, he will therefore get his requirement to get his medal and to get the championship title, even if he misses everything else. And then you'll see the guys come back out in the second attempt with their shirts on. But here's an example where the lifter has come out with the bench shirt. This is Nishida of Japan. He's taking 130, but he's in his bench shirt. And that was a really easy opener for him in the bench shirt. So the shirt you're going to recognise is very tight. It holds the arms in a particular angle that you'll notice isn't completely natural. So you can determine if a lifter's in a bench shirt by looking at how his arms are held. The guys have just got to get rid of the blocks. And he should wait for a restart on the clock for him. He needs a new clock. Yes, there it goes. He's entitled to his 1 minute with the bar set up ready. Because there was an error there on the platform, he's allowed to get a new clock, a new 1 minute. And you can see by the way he's holding his arms how he has to move differently to get under the bar. That's a bench shirt he's wearing. And that shirt gives the lifter assistance. I'll explain more in a minute. 150. Oh, see, it's hard for him to drag it down, but it helps him to press it. And that's a good lift. So as you get experienced in noticing what a shirt looks like and its branding, it's cut in the front of the shirt, you'll be able to pick whether a lifter is wearing a bench shirt or just a t-shirt. And these shirts have been around for as long as lifting has been around in the IPF. The IPF is 51 years of age now. We celebrated our 50th anniversary last year as a ratified and organised sport. 50 years. Here's Terada of Japan opening on 160. And sometimes it's a little hard to just pick up whether the lifter's in a shirt or a t-shirt, but he is in a shirt, a bench shirt. Oh dear. All sorts of trouble there. He got a very low touch. We're going to see what his coaches do to adjust the shirt. And you'll see he has to drag it down onto the belly, and then when he gets the press command, it springs up and backwards, and he can't control it then. So equipped lifting is an absolute skill, completely different skill in controlling the weight down and pressing the weight. It is a totally different and extra skill. And that's why powerlifters do love this equipped lifting, because the challenge is part of that thrill, but therefore the reward is that we can handle much heavier weights than we could normally handle and lift them. Akiyama of Japan, 175. He's in his bench shirt. Smooth touch. So what you're looking for in these equipped bench lifts is the control that the lifter has in bringing the bar down to their chest or belly, and the control and the nature of the touch. That's the bar touching the chest or belly. How they can get a clean, direct touch, or does it waver around at the bottom and they're searching for the touch. They can't get the touch. This is Kuldeep of India again for his second attempt. Okay, Kuldeep won a medal in South Africa for bench press specialist. Look at the clean touch. And then he drives it up. And the fact that his arm extension was uneven is not a problem in itself unless the whole bar goes down, which it didn't, so he got the good lift. The bench press and the equipped bench press is quite technical in terms of rules and in terms of how to execute it. And the thrill is that, as I said, we get to lift weights, heavier weights than we could without the shirt. And why that's important is that's incredibly challenging and satisfying for the lifter to master technique in order to lift more, not just personal strength. Ho from Hong Kong again, 110 on the bar, great touch, much better. Let's see if the referees approve. Yes, they do. So you notice there, he opened on 105 and missed the lift. Then his coach decided to put extra weight on, and that might be counterintuitive. Why would you add more weight when you've missed it previously at a lighter weight? And there again is one of the technical aspects of equipped lifting. Is it's a very unique sort of relationship between the weight on the bar, the shirt, how tight the shirt is, how we position the shirt on our body, and the technique we use to both bring it down and up. All of those factors must interweave and work together, and at times we need more weight. Perev, Mongolia again. 125, it's a 15 kilo increase from his opener, and it's a good lift. So a lifter who's got 2 good lifts on the board like he has is a wonderful position, because his third lift is his dream lift. It's his wish lift. He can absolutely go for it now. He's achieved at least a couple of goals by the time he's got 2 lifts on the board. He's got a series of goals, and he's achieved most of them. And this third lift is him achieving his dream. So he'll go for it comfortably and confidently, knowing he's got his backup lifts on the board already. 15 kilo increase for Nishida as well. Nishida's dragging it down, gets a beautiful touch. As soon as that referee sees that that bar is on the chest and stationary, not moving, not waving around, bobbling up and down, as soon as referee sees that, he will give the press command. And that's why sometimes you'll think, why is the referee not giving the press? The bar is down on the chest. The referee has the best live vision, and he can actually see, has it actually touched and is it stationary? And sometimes it touches and then it bobs up and down. So he's waiting for it to be stationary. And as soon as he's satisfied, he will give the press command. Good morning, Jenny from Australia. Thank you for joining the chat. Here's our Kuji from Mongolia. He's got his shirt on. So he had the T-shirt on in the opener. That was his safe lift, and this is his first equipped lift. And so he put, if you will notice, the opener was with 110 in a T-shirt. He put the shirt on, and he's put 40 kilos extra on the bar. It's an enormous increase in weight, and that's what he gets out of the shirt. We say that, how much more we can get out of the shirt. That technique he's got, the marriage between the weight, the tightness of the shirt, the positioning of the shirt on the body, and his actual technique to lift it is so finely tuned, he can physically lift 40 kilos more. That's the thrill. Terada, Japan, 125. Remember, he missed the first. Oh dear. Okay, so he may well get that lift. That's yes, a good lift, but the control wasn't quite there. Have a look on the replay. You see, he gets the touch. He gets that call. It drives back. The bar flings back towards the head. He catches it, and he's able to control it up. So he did a great job. He recovered in those moments that the bar is moving so fast and slightly out of complete control. The adrenaline and the mind and the body are working to figure out how to correct and control the upward push. And we love that. Nakata of Japan, 162, only a 12.5 kilo increase from his opener. So you can see this strategy between the athlete and the coach. How much more should I put on? He's dragging that down. And it's very heavy. And referees say we haven't got the lights yet. Referees say good lift, 2-1. Yes, thank you to the chat for being here with me. It is so wonderful to have you all with your comments and questions and encouragement. It just makes this whole experience complete. To have the audience interaction with the chat is a modern miracle. And yesterday we had a very long day of lifting, and it was just made so much better with a great chat. There's just a little confusion or just working out what the result. The jury is satisfied that was indeed intended to be a good lift according to the referees. So that's fine. Okay, the next lifter, the Mongolian lifter, Belgian Yam, gets his 1 minute start, and he comes out with 180. Now here again, he opened on 130. He has jumped 50 kilos. It's an enormous amount in lifting weight. An enormous amount. And how he's done that is he's put the bench shirt on, and that shirt he is so knowledgeable about and so confident with that he can even hold that extra weight, let alone control it. Watch him drag this down. He is forcing the bar down, and I can tell you that felt magnificent to him. He, in the first descent of the lift, he is not only trying to control the weight in his hands and his wrists, but he's also physically dragging. It's not going to come down because the shirt is so tight and rigid, it would keep his arms and that bar up in the air. So he has to deliberately and strongly exert totally different muscle groups to drag that down and to get onto where his chest is cleanly and to stop still. Then when he gets the press, he recruits totally different muscle groups to push this insanely heavy thing away. Akiyama, Japan, 185. Look, it gets better. See how he's lifting? The lift looks better the heavier it gets. So this form of lifting is trying to find this sweet spot. You hear of the sweet spot in a lot of sports. A lot of sports have this notion that the interplay between all the elements, the athlete, the equipment, the materials, the task of what they're doing, all of those things marry into a sweet spot which allows the perfect moment of performance. And that's the chase of that technique. Ho, Hong Kong, 115. This is his final bench. Oh, he's got to really work that. He can do it. The fact that it hit the rack may not be a problem because it didn't give him assistance, but he's got the no lift, unfortunately, and he accepts that. We'll just have a look side on. So he gets a pretty good touch there, and then the shirt allows it to spring off the chest. Then he's got to use certain muscles to actually muscle that up to lock out, and in doing that he has lifted his butt clear off the bench because he's exerting force throughout his entire entire body, through his feet, through his legs, his hips, and to drive and push up, and the hips have come up off the bench, which will definitely help you lift it, but that is one of the rule challenges, to stay on the bench and lift it. Just trying to sort out the system here called Good Lift of who's the next lifter and what the weight is. So now the spotters can do their job as it comes up on their screen, how much to load. So as I was saying, we've had a wonderful championship. We have had a few technical difficulties with the system and the internet here at the venue. Nothing that we can do, but I can assure you our technical people were extremely creative and hardworking, trying to find a way around that to keep the coverage coming. But if you're interested in yesterday's lifting, they are and will continue to be fully uploaded in the full quality. Today there's another session that's getting uploaded, so do check again for those sessions and you'll find that the quality is better because our technicians were able to record and then upload later. Coal Deep, 115 kilos. And that's his final bench, and it's a no lift. So that was his wish list, and unfortunately it didn't pay off today. So the thing about a bench press only event, which you're seeing this morning, is obviously there's no squats and there's no deadlifts. It's purely bench press. It's still only 3 lifts. So the competition starts and finishes really quickly because you've only got 3 lifts. And so it's a short and sweet competition that we rip through in speed. which is got an appeal of its own. So Perev of Mongolia, 137.5 kilos for his final bench. Great touch. See it come off the chest. You saw how it came off the chest easy. That's the shirt working. Then the lifter has to start pushing before the end of that momentum to be able to lock it out. So Nishida of Japan for his final bench press, just 10 kilos more. "47 years of age, competing for 10 years. His bench press PB's 160, so he hasn't hit that today. See how he handles 150. It's a great touch. Did he beat the call? He's lifting his butt. See, the lifter will instinctually throw every bit of technique to try and lift, even when they know I've lifted my butt or I've done something not quite right. The lifter's instinct is to keep trying, regardless. Just like, in golfing, the golfer will always finish the hole, no matter where the ball ends up trying to get to the hole. He will try to complete that hole and sink that ball into that little hole, no matter what happens in that process. It's about the completion of the task that the athlete has an instinct to do. Kuji, 160 for his final bench. Again, not quite his PB that he's ever set. Oh, fabulous. Fabulous. Yeah, he's thrilled. Yeah, he's a real favourite. Watch the touch. It's all so smooth. He gets a good call. He starts exerting a lot of power, and it looks like the bar just keeps moving at the same rate. There's an awful lot going in that speed for that to appear like that. So that's another point where you see that athletes make the task look so easy, and you see that in every sport, and it's because they are doing micro things in the execution that are so complicated and difficult to master that it takes years and thousands of repetitions to get that good for them to make it look easy. Terada, 162.5, tiny increase. Difficult touch. It's a frightening bench press in some ways to look at, because as soon as he presses it, the bar, that shirt is jacked. It's pulled way down. It's a good lift, but as soon as he presses, it flies back towards his head, and he's got to catch up with it and push it up. Otherwise, it'd go crashing back into the rack and down, frankly. Wow. Here's a treat. A world record attempt by Nakata from Japan. 185.5. Rack heights aren't correct. He gets a new minute. He just has to reset. 185.5. It's a world record attempt. In the under 59 kilo class. 56, he's a Masters 2, he's 56 years of age. Now, world records don't come along every day, so what a thrill to be able to set a world record here at this combined championship in Hong Kong. No, he knew he lost compression. Just something not quite right in the shirt or in the wrists, perhaps. Good spirited in that difficulty. So you can see what happens if that dance between the lifter, the technique to bring it down, the shirt and the weight aren't aligned. That bar will literally just crush you. You cannot, it's going to fall because it's heavy, it's going to come down and you won't be able to get it off you. That's why we've got spotters. So that's a really good example of what is involved to have that bar under control, because the moment you lose control, it's down. There is a nanosecond, it's down. And you've got no ability to regain control on that incredible weight. You're victim to it by then. Akiyama, 195. He's a Masters 3. That's that high touch. Oh, it's a beautiful lift. It was just controlled from the start. It came down smoothly. It got a really clean touch. And then when you see him press it here, watch the bar. Look, it just goes up, and a bit back. That's perfect. He was in full control of that lift. And that's a sweet spot. Final lift for the Mongolian lifter Belgium, 41-year-old, only competing 3 years, which isn't long, especially in equipped lifting. It does take years for mastery, of course, but even years to get a bit of consistency and knowledge, and your body's changing the whole time in that time. 190 is his PB. This is a PB, big PB, 10 kilo PB, 200 kilo. 200 kilos. Great touch. Oh, he's away. Oh, is that right arm? No. He got so far, and then the right arm started to throw back. The shoulder started to throw back, and he had to try and control it with his forearm. Watch the touch. Everything's perfect. Watch the right arm. Starts to swing around towards his head. He's out of control then, and he's in all sorts of trouble, and the bar dips down. We're in another flight of lifters now. So that was the conclusion of that last group of lifters, and I can tell you all of them were successful and got gold medal. There was only one class that had 2 competitors. We're in the next group of lifters now, and this is Chow from Hong Kong. He was the MC at the opening ceremony. He's one of the organising crew, and he's opening with his shirt on, his bench shirt. So when I say shirt, I will always mean the equipped bench shirt. If the person just has a T-shirt on, I won't refer to that as a shirt. I'll refer to that as a T-shirt. So in our language, a shirt means equipped. And wonderful to see the local lifters able to do some organising and jobs for this championship and then jump on the platform and lift. Dorj, Mongolia. He's in a t-shirt. You can see that's a t-shirt. And that was his last warm-up, basically. That's he's using his first lift as his last warm-up before he puts the shirt on for the second and third attempt. And that's that safety net. He knows he can get that weight with that t-shirt on. He's on the board. It means he'll get his gold medal in this case because he's actually he has got a competitor. There are 2 of those in that weight and age class. Kawashima, Japan, 170. He's got no competitors, so 1 good lift will give him his total. He'll get his gold medal and the title. Very, very competent, full control, no drama to him at all. You can see that's possibly the best looking lift we've seen in a shirt. He has a particular shirt that he is so comfortable and confident that he can lift that particular weight with it. He may even go out the back and change into a different shirt. So lifters could have a couple of different shirts depending on that interplay between how much weight they're going to attempt. So it's hard to keep track of when we see him again, is that a different shirt? Unless I took a note of what that shirt was. So the Irani lifter just having a little confusion about, is it his lift? The rack height's not right. And he won't get a restart unless the officials are satisfied it was their error, and it was. So he gets the 1 minute. He's got plenty of time. Coach should be telling him, because there's a language issue here, that you've got plenty of time. Don't rush your setup. Just take it easy, because if you rush your setup, you haven't quite tightened yourself up. The bar got dumped a bit on him there. It's a classic. Okay. So much happening at once there, but let me explain that to you. He's wearing a t-shirt. Is he wearing? Yeah, he's wearing a t-shirt. That's a t-shirt, not a bench shirt. It's just very tight on him, but just soft t-shirt. It was literally a raw lift that he can do very easily. He could do multiple repetitions of that lift in training. He knows his numbers. So he was just getting that safe lift on the board. And now he'll go away and put one of these magnificent bench shirts on, and we will really see him put some weight on that bar. Here's Darren from Sri Lanka, 175 kilos. He is one of 2 open age category benches in the under 120 kilo body weight class, and he's opening with his shirt on, his bench shirt. Oh, no, it's a t-shirt. Oh, Lord. Oh, dear. Is that a t-shirt? Yeah, it's a t-shirt. Why they would put a weight with a t-shirt, I don't know. I don't know what happened, whether he was rushed there, but you'd be surprised how miraculously he can recover on the second lift when they just dial in what they're doing. Perevzuran of Mongolia, 180 kilos for his opener. He is in the under 59 kilo class. I think he's an open. Yeah, he's an open age, 36 years of age. Very experienced lifter. 12 years. Massive, massive weight at this light body weight. 180. A great touch. Yep, there it is. That is a wonderful looking bench. Just can't wait to see the replay, how quick this moved, how much control there was. He snapped it out into lockout. His lockout point is quite low, so the range of movement is quite low. All these mechanical factors of the lifters, leverages their arm lengths and limb lengths relative to their chest depth and the width that they can get their hands on the bar. All of that is worked out and married together perfectly for the individual lifter. The lifter and the coach, and all multiple coaches lifters have often in their life. Mongolian lifter, Monkbat, 190. You can see he's a much bigger lifter. He's a super, what we call a super. He's a 120 kilos plus. So once you hit 120 kilos in our sport, you can be as heavy as you want, because there's no limit to your weight category. So it's fun being a super because you can eat all the food and get as big as you want and get as strong as you want. Because the more you eat, quite possibly if you're training, the stronger you can get. It's a little bit more complicated, but it would be fun being a super. 200 kilo opener for Horiguchi of Japan. He has got a competitor, another Japanese lifter, who is also opening on 200, so a great battle we're about to watch. These are under 83 kilo guys, these two guys who are coming. This man, 200, he's got the bench shirt on. Good touch. Oh, super. It flies off the chest and he locks it out at the same speed. And it's a good lift. That's awesome. Hey, look, you can see the lifter's attitude after they get off the bench, and it shows you how utterly thrilled they are. That's an indicator, of course, of what that weight means to them, but to have had mastery of that movement at that weight, scrutinised at this very high level of judging, this is the test of our skill and strength. The competitor, Murano, for the last lifter, these two guys are competing. Murano weighed in a little lighter than Horiguchi, so Murano will actually move into first place with a good lift here, even though they lifted the same weight. See how the chest comes up to meet the bar as well. Great press. Oh, marvellous. Two totally different looking lifts. And it's a good lift, 2-1. Might see a replay just to see what that one infraction might have been for. One side ref probably thought he saw or did see a lift of the butt that was illegal. You can lift it a little bit, but you've got to keep an amount, 50% down, contact on the bench. So there can be that flexing. You know, when you flex a muscle, it'll jump up. You can do that as long as you've got contact with your actual butt muscle on the bench. $200 also for Nishimura, different age and weight category. He's a nice, very nice. You know, that was a lot of work for him. He came off really panting. Yeah, and this is it. They make it look easy as though, wow, you're doing that great. You should put more on it. But they're making it look easy. They're working so hard in every nanosecond of that lift, but they've also worked really hard out the back in the warm-up room, and they're trying to control their arousal, their body's instinct to be in an adrenaline, in a high mode, so that it doesn't overwhelm them. Because there's a sweet spot for that, isn't there? This is incredible. In the under 105 kilo body weight class, we have the Mongolian lifter, Bayasakan, taking 270 kilos as his opener. Low touch on the belly. Muscles it straight up. What a joy to watch. No lift. Just watch the camera. The camera. Batsuk, Mongolia, 275. He's an under 93 kilogram weight class. You know, this is the fascination of how much weight per body weight a lifter can even hold, let alone handle and move deliberately. You know, this is thrilling that the human person can do this. Marvellous. And you can hear the South Africans with their wonderful South African accent telling him, come, 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 come. Go, go, go. Yes. That immediacy of the suggestion being incredibly helpful for the lifter in those seconds. It's wonderful. I'm smiling from ear to ear. I love the bench press. I love the equipped bench press. Okay, we're into the second round of bench press now for these guys. Chow from Hong Kong. This is his first international event. He's hunting for medals and records here. He's hoping to get. And he is the national champion in Hong Kong for the last 3 meets. The side refs have not given him a down call. His hands, his grip is not around the bar enough. I don't think he's going to get a start here. No, side refs won't give him a start. It's because of his grip. He has not got enough of... now, jury's coming over to get involved in this discussion between the coach, the lifter, and the referees. The jury is explaining that you need to have a real grip on that bar. Okay. Interesting. He's been given a second attempt at that. He'll get to do that second attempt at the end of this lifting, so he's got plenty of recovery, so he's not disadvantaged. Perhaps the jury is basically saying, no, he should have been given the start. That's what the jury's saying. That lifter should have been given the start. But interesting, all three referees were not prepared to give the start. Dharan of Sri Lanka, 175 again. Now, has he got the shirt on? Yes, he's got the shirt on. He only had a T-shirt on. So this should move a lot better now with his bench shirt on. So you see that was altogether better. Good lift. Perfect. He's on the board. What a relief. That would have been a bit stressful for him. And it was a tricky lift because he had a lot to control there, a lot going on. So really great that he got that at least one lift on there. They've put 200 on there. See, this will be the interesting thing. In the third lift, when he gets the extra 25 kilos, that him lifting it may look even better. It may be under more control. Part of the problem could be that that weight is too light for that shirt and for his technique. Just seems impossible, but that is the dance. Now, a couple of these big Mongolian lifters who did these big openers like 280 etc. will not take another lift. They came here for that and that's it. But 190 now on the bar for Purasuran. Oh, it's beautiful. It's just glorious to watch him lock that out in such style. And he's panting. You know, the heart rate is so high in that work. It's a good feeling. He loves it. We love that. But I just want to impress that, you know, it's just, it looks from the outside like nothing's really happened to him. He's okay. Well, it's kind of like he has actually gone for a big jog, a big run. His heart is really thumping. He's broken out into immediate sweat. His blood is pulsating through his body. His muscles are tremulous and tight. You know, and to have that happen in the space of about 3 seconds of work, this is the intensity of it all. Horiguchi, he's taking 215, but so is Morano to follow. These two guys who are in competition together. Horiguchi first. Great touch. Oh, marvellous speed. There's more there. He can do a bit more. That was a well put together lift. And the same weight for Morano, his competitor. As we said, the body weight's going to come in to play. Morano's a little lighter. So if the third attempts are the same, then the body weight will be, and they're both successful, the body weight will be the teller of the story. But possibly they'll put in different third attempts to sort it out.
is loaded. No lift. 27.5 for Matsuk.
kilos. No lift. Okay, just a bit of an update. just sorting out some lovely photos for you, hopefully. Check us out on Instagram on Asian Powerlifting Federation Instagram account. And you'll see some updates of some video and photographs. And it's just wonderful to have volunteers who come forward at championships to bring the content to the world. So we're just setting up a new photographer just then, and that's exciting to get some great shots of the lifters and their emotion as well. Chow 122.5. You recall he got his opener again. Oh. Just sorting out another point of which. Okay, that lifter from Hong Kong who had the incident at the beginning about missing the timer, he's not taking a third lift, but he was entitled to. So they just sorted out that he was happy to not take a third lift, but that was his choice. He had the third lift up his sleeves. Purvsuram for his final bench of 200 kilos. Now he's a lifter that weighs just under 59 kilos. You know, he's benching 200. It's a heavy touch. Oh, the bar moved up and down there. Let's see if the referees will call it. Yeah, two of them saw it. And it's a no lift. I mean, obviously he pressed it, but he didn't press it in the strict rules that we set to make every lift. Every lift, what's the word? Standardised, so that we can standardise exactly what constitutes a good lift and what constitutes it's not a lift. So that's where the rules and the jury are the enforcers. Darren, Sri Lanka, 200. Massive, massive. Oh, has he got the 200? No lift. Coach is going to get eye contact. Yes, he's going to the jury to get eye contact and ask the jury. I've got two different colours on each side. The jury has a monitor. And they'll look at the replay really carefully and they'll accept the original decision. Horiguchi, Japan, 220. So these two guys who are competing with each other in the under 83 kilo class, Murano missed the 215. They've both put the 220 in for the final attempt. So it's exactly the same weights all the way through. And Horiguchi hopes to get this. He's in first place at the moment because he got the 2:15, but he hopes to get this. But Morano can still come through with the third attempt and win the gold. So this... Oh, yes. That was very smart. Yeah. He's pumped. Loves it. Loves it. His teammate Morano has the same weight to get. And if he gets this, he'll win the gold. It's a really wonderful matchup, you know, both from the same nation, both doing exactly the same attempts, all three attempts. And the only difference is, just trying to calculate it, a kilo and not 2 kilos, less than 2 kilos difference in body weight. It's great vision, that side camera. Is under 10 seconds now. He wants his start. Yes, he gets a start. Big air. Chest comes up. He's dragging it. Oh. No. He did appear to start pressing before he got the call. He didn't have great control at the bottom, so he will settle for the silver medal. Now, with the next lifter from Iraq, Musavi, he's going 230 for his final bench. But his competitor, he had a competitor, which was Bayasakan of Mongolia. Now, Bayasakan came out and his opener was 270. He didn't need to come out. He didn't do another 2 lifts. He's literally come here and done 1 lift. One amazing, incredibly strong single lift, and he'll win the gold with that 1 lift. And it's possible that 1 lift, he doesn't want to risk doing a second lift for possibility of injury or whatnot. He only needed the 1, so he only did the 1. But Musavi of Iran is doing his 3 lifts. He didn't get the 230, but he finishes on 222.5. Elbow. So she can move this way if she, yeah. Okay. Batsuk, Mongolia 300. Doing everything to get that. And it's a good lift. Magnificent final attempt to get 3 out of 3. To get that third lift in that bench press is something phenomenal. Oh, it's overruled. Oh, just as I've said that. It's no. Okay, 310 again for Maya Gamadjev of Mongolia. Only got his opener so far, which was a classic lift. This is what he's come for. 310's too heavy today. So Darin of Sri Lanka won the gold. It's just incredible how this competition will go. That a lifter has a strategy to try and ensure that they both get a lift and win also. And so out of those two lifters, Sri Lanka and Mongolia, Darin missed his opener but got his second attempt with the shirt. He's won the gold. The Mongolians opened with the T-shirt, got it, and then missed both his equipped lifts. Final lift, 312.5 for Monkbat. Heads off the bench. We've got a lot of problems here. There's no way that's going. No lift, of course. You can see on the replay, really difficult to control that bar at the top. Just altogether too heavy. Okay, that's the conclusion of this session. We will have the women's equipped bench pressing very shortly. So do join us for that session coming up in 10-20 minutes. Thank you.
The guest of honor for this category is the President of the Asian Powerlifting Federation, Mr. Fortune Sultani, and Secretary General of the Asian Powerlifting Federation, Mr. Satyana Longanappa. Requesting the guest of honor to please give away the participation medals. We start with the 59 kg open. The champion in this category is Purvasuran Pat Amgalan of Mongolia. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of Mongolia. Kg category open. The champion is Chow Yar Yu Ernest of Hong Kong, China. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of Hong Kong, China. Category open. The champion is Kawashima Tatsuya of Japan. National anthem of Japan. kg category, silver medalist Murano Tomohisha of Japan. The champion is Horiguchi Yosuke of Japan. National anthem of Japan. Category open. Silver medal goes to Nishimura Yoshiaki of Japan. The champion is Batsuk Ganzuk of Mongolia. National Anthem of Mongolia. kg category, silver medal goes to Musawi Saida Diogira. And the champion is Byambasuran of Mongolia. The national anthem of Mongolia. Category open. Silver medal goes to Dorj of Mongolia. The gold medal goes to Darin Shanaka of Sri Lanka. National anthem of Sri Lanka. Plus 120 kg category. The champion is Monkubat of Mongolia. The national anthem of Mongolia. plus 120 kg juniors. The champion is Kuldeep Dandotia of India. The national anthem of India. '74 kg category Master 1. Gold medal goes to Patinium Patsaikan of Mongolia. National anthem of Mongolia. '83 kg Master 1. The champion is Nishida Shoichiro of Japan. The national anthem of Japan. '59 kg Master 2. The champion is Nakata Kazuo of Japan. The national anthem of Japan. 66 kg Masters 2. Champion is Bo Wai Lok, Hong Kong. Champion. National anthem of Hong Kong, China. Master 274 kg category. The champion is Kuji Amarsana, Mongolia. National anthem of Mongolia. Master 374 kg category. The champion is Turev Bayer of Mongolia. The national anthem of Mongolia. (105 kg category Master 3 silver medal goes to Terada Masuo of Japan. Gold medal goes to Akiyama Katsumi of Japan. The national anthem of Japan. technical controller, please lead all the lifters off the stage.